I know a lot of people who have interest in wanting to start trading, whether it's the future markets, options, forex, stocks, whatever it may be. It can be extremely frustrating at first. It can almost put you into a state of despair to where you do not know how to pick yourself back up from. And not just that, it becomes a point to where it can become addictive if you do not know, how to walk away from it. All right. You have to know yourself, first and foremost, before you start endeavoring or wanting to switch or move or shift from, maybe a full-time job you have and start to trade futures for a living. Okay. It's extremely, extremely difficult at first because you're trying to put everything together. Your charts, a broker, find a strategy, a trading plan. There's so much research that goes into it. But what's greater than that is all the back testing that a person really needs to do. I'm talking about hundreds of hours of back testing and forward testing to make sure that you have a solid strategy that works. Now, just having a solid strategy alone is not always, the answer to it all, okay? What has helped turn my trading completely around, when I first started 2 years into my trading, I struggled, okay? It was very frustrating. I was upset. I got to a point to where I really just wanted to stop or quit, But knowing the type of person I am, I push myself forward because I had that mindset that if someone else can do it, I know I can do it too. All right. I'm not saying that we're all destined or designed to do everything someone else can do. And I know in this business of trading futures, you have to understand this. Only like the top 5% actually make it. A lot of people, they waste time. They throw a lot of money away at trying to understand and learn how to trade, regardless of the market. Okay. But in particular, we're talking about futures today. Let me stop you and let me let you know. Let me give you some means of comfort that may help you along the way and let you know that I've been there. I know what it's like. Some people get it faster than others. And that's the reason why I make this video content, is to really try to curb the edge of so many traders out there who are interested as beginners to really master this market, to really want to get in this business and make some solid money. You can do it. I do it 5 days a week. Every single week, 52 weeks out of the year, okay, 300, when I say 365 days because we have holidays, but pretty much week to week to week, I'm profitable and making money. Do I win them all? No, okay? You have to know your limitations and know when to get in and when to get out. I get out my trades quick enough just to kind of make sure I can live to see the next trade around the corner, right? That's why now my focus has really been, and I talk about it, especially at the top of this year, was to minimize my mistakes that I were making and you will in time, you'll start to hone in and start to see things that you're actually doing and perfect it along the way. But my thing that made the most sense to me was really when I stepped back and minimized the number of trades or back down to say, I'm only going to take 1 to 2 quality setups a day. That turned and helped me out a whole lot. I was already profitable, but it helped me also basically gain another level of psychology or master that piece as well. Mentally, knowing that the control piece of knowing when to shut things down and walk away. All right. That's one of the hardest things, because when you lose money, most people want to get back in to trading because the revenge sets in, and then they start trading and then they do over trading. Okay. And then they blow their account. It's a spiraling effect that can trickle and it can do a lot of damage if you allow it. Now, let me say this. The thing that you need to understand and master in trading is market structure. That concept alone is singly the most important piece of the puzzle or the pie that you may be missing out on. Having a strategy is one thing. Having a trading plan is another. But if you do not have a solid idea of which way to trade, you aren't able to understand structure and understanding, is the market really trending to the upside, or should I be looking to go long versus going short? You will lose time and time again, especially if you're someone like myself that uses top-down analysis and like to incorporate confluence into my style of actually trading supply and demand. All right, meaning I'm marking up my higher time frames and then scaling down to a lower time frame to look for an entry point. Okay. With that said, that's top-down analysis at its best, using multiple charts to get into or execute better trades. What you have to understand when it comes to structure, and I did a video on this, and if you're not a how should I say this, aren't subscribed or a member to the elite portion of the private community, you may want to think about being or becoming one. The link is down in the description portion of the video, because I did a great video surrounding or covering market structure. All right. And I'm going to kind of hit on the basis of that today, but I go into detail with a full market structure video. And you also get the trade breakdowns. There's tons of videos on there, and you also get the video playlist. All right. This is additional content that has really helped a lot of inspiring traders and people who have become successful following behind it. Now, you can become either a regular elite member or an ultra elite member. You know, if you want to get everything inclusive, where you get the live recorded trading sessions, okay, my end of day market recap videos, the trade breakdowns, the market structure video, the video playlist, you may want to become an ultra elite member. That's the third tier. When you click on that link down in the description portion of the video, you're going to see 3 tiers pop up. All right. The second one is an elite member. To become an elite member, you just get the trade breakdowns, the video playlist, and the market structure video. The third one, which is the ultra elite, you get everything inclusive, and to include the first 2 tiers as well. Okay. And we're talking about pennies on the dollar each and every day. Okay. It's monthly. It's $14.99 a month. But if you equate that, that's what is that, like 49.50 cents a day. Okay. I'm telling you guys, it's game changing. I simply almost daily, when I say almost daily, but several times a week, I'll do live recorded sessions, okay, where I'll record my videos and I post them on my own trading sessions. I'm walking you through my mindset, what I was looking at, why I took the trades that I took. It helps a lot of people out, because most people, when they get into the charts, all they're looking at is, okay, the market looks like it's going, it's bullish. Let me go take a long here. I want to pull back to a key area of demand. You may get it right, but you got to understand what you're looking at to understand what type of trades to take. That's why I started doing the live recorded sessions, because I want people to understand what it is I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it, and what type of trades I'm taking, okay? As well as the market recap videos, which goes in detail about, structure for that day, inclusive from not only the morning session, but the afternoon as well. Now, going forward, again, if you're interested in joining, the link is down in the description portion of the video. Now, moving forward, market structure, you have to understand what and when the market is making or trending to the upside versus the downside. When you see the market moving like this right here, and all it's doing is making higher highs and higher lows to the upside. Okay, I'm sorry. Higher highs and higher lows to the upside. These are breaks of structure. Each time it makes a high, pulls back, break structure above this high. Makes a high, pulls back, and break structure above this high here. And then it may pull back again, give you another higher low, and then break structure again. This is in itself a bullish channel to the upside right here. Sorry. And I quite often draw these within my videos. A bullish channel to the upside right there. Okay? Beautiful, right? Now, the market can reverse. And what should you be looking for? Particularly what I look for when the market reverses. I like to see more so like a head and shoulder pattern. Okay? That's where the market has made its final shoulder. Okay? Ahead, which is the high, and then we start to move lower where we make our first low. Okay? But that low does not tell us that we need to be looking for short. Just because the market's made its first run to the downside and it's bearish on this move down doesn't mean that it is completely turned around yet. Now, when we make our first lower high, then I'm intrigued. Now, when the market breaks its first area of structure right here, okay, stopping out buyers, and it's also stopping out buyers to the left side, okay? So now we have a shoulder, head, and shoulder pattern, head and shoulder, reversing. This is what a reversal pattern looks like to the downside. At this point, I'm switching from going bullish, looking for pullbacks to key areas of demand, and now break a structure, reversal. I'm going to look for opportunity for a pullback somewhere within this area here to go short from an area of supply. And every time the market makes a new low where it breaks structure and it pulls back, I can continue looking for opportunities to go short. Now, let me say this. Some of the best opportunities in which you should be looking to maybe, take trades going short once the market reverses from bullish to back to bearish is the initial, let me say that again, the initial area in which the market broke structure, okay, after the head and shoulder pattern right here, okay? Because this is the first break a structure coming lower with the pullback to a clean area of high probability supply. And if you don't understand because there's a difference between high probability and low probability. I go over that here on the videos or within the channel. Definitely watch the video content, guys. I'm telling you, the answers to the questions and what you may have can be found and will be found within the video content. I know when people aren't watching the videos because of the type of questions they ask. All right, because I've covered just about everything. So in this case here, it's surrounding the style of supply and demand and how I trade. Now, when the market does this, again, like I said, the first breaker structure where we got the reversal that took place, pulling back to the first area of demand, that's the one that I'm interested in looking to go short off of. Okay. Now, if the market pulls back to this area of supply after we broke structure, this is the one I'm going to be looking. I'll be interested in this right here. But I'm going to be mindful if the market didn't tap into this zone on the breaker structure coming lower and it just moved back down to the downside, breaking structure below here, that the market could also as well push even higher, take this out and want to test the one above it. Okay. So I'll be mindful of something like that. So this could happen where the market would be break this area structure and then test this supply zone instead of this one here, come up and test here. Why? Because we have gaps that possibly could be filled back up to this area of supply on that first breaker structure to the downside. In that case there, now we have taken out our first area structure back to the upside and tapping into this area of supply, but that doesn't give us a reversal at that point, okay? Now, this is our major high at this point, and this will be a major low. Now, if the market continues to run into the downside from that area, now we got another beautiful area structure. It's fill the gaps here, fill the gaps back up here, and now if we get a pullback to this area of supply right here, I'll be looking for an opportunity, as long as it's a high probability supply zone, to go short, okay? All right, and as long as the market is making this pattern to the downside on pulling back and filling gaps and then pulling to key areas of supply, I'll be interested in going short, all right? Okay, but if there are gaps that need to be filled where the market broke structure pushing lower and the market's pulling back, I'd be very mindful. So again, if the market pulled back here and we didn't tap into the supply zone and fill the gaps back up to the upside, and then we broke structure again, and then it starts pulling back, and am I going to be, will this be a high probability? No, high probability. Will this be a trade area because it's an area of supply? Sure. But I'm also mindful that there are gaps that need to be filled back on the last swing to the downside where the market broke structure back up in here, okay, as well. So it could come back and want to test those areas and fill the gaps in as well. So what I'm trying to say is the further that the market gets away as it's breaking structure and there are gaps that need to be filled back to the upside, be mindful on the pullbacks to areas of supply. And then at some point, the market is going to do what? It's going to reverse again and possibly start pushing back to the upside. All right. It may do this, make a lower high. A higher low right here, right? And then break structure above this high and this high. So what do you have then? A reversal back to the upside. I'm no longer looking for opportunities at that point to go short. I'm looking for opportunities to what? Take trades back in the area of demand, specifically the first area of demand where the market took out structure on the reversal back to the upside. Now, I hope that makes sense because that is market structure in a nutshell. Always be mindful, I'm going to say this too as well, where your major high is resting at, right here, okay? And then once if we take that out, that high right there, and it breaks a major area structure, the pullback to a first area of demand would be beautiful to go long off of. I hope this makes sense, guys, because this is market structure, the concept of it in its simplest form that you need to understand and master if you want to truly be successful and profitable. Again, I know trading can be frustrating, and I'm telling you right now is don't quit, okay? All right, unless you just blew a bunch of money and you still don't know what you're doing, then you got to build an account back up. First, put in the time. That's the reason why there is demo and simulation. Put the time in the charts to prove to yourself that you can do this before dumping loads of money or money into your brokerage account and wanting to go live. If you're someone out there that's very urgent about trying to make some money real quick, this is not the business for you. All right. Now, again, if you are interested in becoming an elite or an ultra elite member, the link is right below the Discord link down in the description portion of the video. The Discord is free to join. If you want to become an elite member, the link is down below. Once you click that link, 3 tiers will pop up. You can join the second one or the third one, depending on your interest of what you want, as far as a supporter here on the channel. If that's what you're doing, you support my efforts as not only a trader, but as a content creator. I'm trying to curb the edge as much as possible to see people hopefully become profitable at a faster pace by providing so much video content and giving things from my perspective that may possibly help you in breaking it down as clean and clear as possible. All right. Outside of that, guys, if you are not a current subscriber, please take the time to sub by clicking that button down below. As soon as you do that, click that bell so that will ensure that you never miss any other uploaded content here on the channel. And last but not least, if you could do me this biggest favor, if you haven't already done so, click the like button or the thumbs up button right now. Also, leave me a comment down below and let me know like some of the markets that you have interest in trading, some that you may be already trading. Maybe some questions that you possibly had that you may have about trading future markets, if you have any at all. Ask questions down below. If anything is not clear when it comes to market structure as well, you can leave a comment. If this is simply a great video and a rundown that has kind of helped you out in some way, drop a comment down below as well. But that's it, guys. That's all I have for you. It's a holiday weekend. Monday's a holiday, so there won't be any trading. I don't know if it closes early or if it's just shut down all the way. But I won't be trading. But if you if you celebrate the holidays this weekend, guys, please be safe out there. And I'll see everyone who's part of our Discord community next week on next Tuesday. Take care.